Hey y'all, what's up? This is Jesse Both, and what we're going to do today is we're going to talk a little bit about the new tournament, the Hollywood Tournament, and what this tournament covers is Tour number 2 and Tour number 7. Tour number 2 is for the Rookie Division, and that's what we are going to talk about today, the Rookie Division, in which you can't practice because the new holes aren't on Tour 2. So hopefully by watching this video, you'll gain a little bit of knowledge and understanding of the new holes, and some, maybe something you didn't know about the old holes, and hopefully you can apply that information to your tournament this upcoming week, and get you some good loot, and improve that their rankings, and maybe get you one of them nice colorful banners. So we're going to do kind of like the same format as we did last time, where I bring up pictures of the hole, and I have my illustrator where I can kind of just draw on the screen, and show you the good areas to hit the ball and stuff like that. And that's what we're going to be doing on this video. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to get started. Just a moment. Huh?
Me.
Oh, thank you very much.
It's you holding me when I was a baby.
My son made me a drawing of me holding him when he was a baby. That was so nice. Say hi.
Hi.
All right. Can you go downstairs and give me a few minutes? Okay. Thanks.
Wait, I might want to.
Okay, take that with you. Okay, so like I said, what we're going to do is we're going to look at the holes, and I'm going to kind of, draw illustrations on the map. And then a few of the holes I do have videos, so we will go watch how I played them. And this is not a video of me telling you how to play the holes. This is a video of me giving you the different options and different ways to play the hole. And then you're going to take that information and, apply it to your game and play the hole, which is most comfortable to you using the clubs you enjoy. All I'm saying is mere suggestions and how I would play it. Okay, so we are going to go ahead and we're going to move to the first hole, which is this hole right here. Hole number 1. So this hole is a pretty straightforward hole. You're going to be using, your driver.
Dad, do you like it?
Very nice, Liam. Thank you. Very nice. You're going to be using your driver, probably at the big dog, and off the tee box, you're going to be trying to land it in this area right here, and with some side spin and curl, you want to end up in that area right there. From there, that's going to give you a very makeable eagle shot with your thorn. I would suggest using the thorn. It's probably one of my favorite clubs. And from on the shot, you're going to use probably, I like to use like 3 to 4 backspin. And I'm going to aim the edge of that line like right into the right-hand corner of the hole. If it doesn't go straight into the hole on the second bounce, if it goes just a bit past the hole, there is kind of like a little slope on the back side of the cup, and the ball will filter back down into the hole. So we are going to go ahead and watch the video next. There are some people out there that will try to drive this hole with like a severe hook slice shot, and kind of like something like that. You really got to have an upper level club, and you got to get that good bounce there, and you got to be able to bounce over the sand traps to roll onto the green. To me, that's much more of a high risk shot, because me personally, I'd rather be chipping from right here than in the bunkers. That's just me personally. It just depends on your strengths of your game. So let's go ahead, and we're going to cue up this hole number 1. Of course, there we go. Hole number 1. Here we go. So you're going to see me with my extra mile. I'm going to line it up. There we go. I'm going to line it up, and you're going to see me use some right-hand spin, only a couple bars of top spin because you want to make sure you do not hit too far into the rough. And now you're going to see me use some curl. And even though I hit a great shot, it still is going to put me in a nice spot for the possible chip in. Okay, that's basically like set up perfectly for where you want to be. And now we're going to see Sebastian hit. And let's see what kind of method he goes with. Now he's going to try to do the curl slice method, I believe. It looks like that's what he's setting up for. He's going to go with full right curl, overpower, and probably slice the ball. Let's see where he ends up. He's going to end up in the rough, far off to the left. So where that is an option to do, I would rather be chipping from right here. As you can see, I'm going to be using my thorn, and I'm checking to see my distance. And I'm using 4 bars of backspin, and you can see me line my shot up right with the edge of the hole, where the tip of that line is going to go right into the hole. You see? When I turn it, you can see. Okay. I adjusted just a little bit for 1.1 mile per hour wind. And as you can see, I get that perfect bounce right into the hole for the eagle. So let's go ahead back to this hole, and we're actually going to move on to our second hole, which is a par 3. This hole is definitely going to be a hole that you have a possibility to ace. We're going to zoom in. What I like to do on this hole is I like to set up not my inner circle, but the yellow circle right there. Right there, right along the edge of that rough. Okay? So you have your ball thing like that, basically, okay? And from there, I like to adjust it so that my landing spot is like right in there somewhere. And I'm not using any top spin or side spin on this shot. This is a complete natural shot, and you'll see in the video how I play it, and it might make a little bit more sense to you. But from this location, I always line up my shot right here on the edge of that rough, and then from there I'll adjust for the wind. So like 2 mile an hour wind, you adjust for 2 mile an hour wind, and so on. So let's go back out. We're going to pull up the YouTube. And hole number 2, there we go. As you can see, you're going to see me adjust down there right along the edge of that rough. The yellow circle, okay? Right there close to along the edge. There we go. And now I'm going to adjust just ever so slightly for the 1 mile an hour. You do see I did pull my yellow a little bit away from the edge, which is a mistake. I should have left it closer to the edge. And if I hadn't done that, you would have seen that this shot probably would have went straight into the hole. There is a slope on the back of this cup, so if you do go just past the back of the cup, it will usually roll back into the hole. And this is a hole that everybody probably will have a decent chance to ace during the tournament. So we'll go ahead and back up out of here. And we're going to move on to our next hole, which is hole number 3. And for this hole, you're going to probably be using like a Viper, or maybe if you have a little bit extra level of a sniper, you could possibly use that as well. And you can possibly use your big dog. The only downside to the big dog is that it has less of a ball guide. And I would probably suggest using either the Viper or your sniper if you have a little bit extra, some few extra levels on your sniper. You will see some people try to do these massive hook slice shots on this hole. In my opinion, all you really need to do is get it in this section, somewhere in this section right here. Okay. Probably you want to do more of this top half section, but you'll still be able to reach the green from that back section as long as you have the big dog or the Viper for sure. What I like to do is I like to try to land it right in this area and kind of with a little bit of curl knock it up into this area right here. Okay. If you want to try to go for it, you could try to land it in this area to roll it up farther up into the green in this area. And what that might do is that might leave you with a long range iron shot to the green. To me, the shot is makeable either way if you want to go with the long iron or the wood. So we have our second shot. They have changed the green surface somewhat for this tournament, so you do not have as straight of a flat of a green to work with going towards the hole. They have added some like bumps and things like that in the green. So what I have found is that it's easiest to roll your ball in from this side to the hole. There's kind of like it filters to the hole from that side. So if you want to kind of land your ball with a little bit of side spin, just a little bit of side spin, maybe a little bit of curl to bring that ball to the hole, you'll line up your shot and just for the wind to do it that way. Alright, so we're going to move on to our next hole. Actually, I think I do have a video for this hole as well, so let's go ahead and watch the video for this hole. Hole number 3. Yep, hole number 3, here we go. So you're going to see me line my shot up. I'm going to use some tops, like 3 bars of top spin and some as much side spin as I have. If you use a different type of ball, you can get more side spin on it, and maybe use a little bit more top spin. You see me with the curl, and we're going to land this one decently right up there along the side of the fairway. I'm going to see if I can forward through my opponent's shot. Okay. So this is my next shot. As you see, I did reach far enough to have a shot with my backbone. You're going to see me line up my shot, put some backspin on it. This is not the new version of the hole. This is the old version. So the green is still fairly friendly to the player. So do not use what you see on the green as what you're going to see in the tournament. The green's a lot different. And we just missed getting the albatross right there. But please keep in mind that the green surface has changed, and there are lots of little lumps and bumps on the green to make it much harder just to make that straight on shot for the albatross. So we are going to stop that video, and we are going to move back to our gallery, and we're going to move to the next hole. Now this will be the first new hole that you're going to see on the tournament. And this is hole number 4. Okay. There are several ways you can play this hole. You can play it laying it right here, bouncing it on. You can bounce it off the front right here, and bounce it over. And I've even seen some people try to land it over here and bounce it over. In my opinion, these are the 2 ways that you will try to use. If you do want to use the approach from the right-handed side, you want to make sure to use a little side spin to the right to adjust for that, right to left slope, and also use 2 to 3 bars of backspin for when you jump the ball onto the green. I personally will probably be using the middle approach. You want to make sure you land the ball close enough up to the edge of that rough where you do get that slope, where the ball will bounce up and over that ridge, over the ridge right here, and onto the green. You do want to use some backspin, but not too much backspin, because if you hit the fringe wrong, you will kind of get that fringe glitch where it just hits and rolls, and then you'll end up in the bunker back there. So you want to use just enough backspin to get over that lip and stop the ball right there at the edge of the green. The edge of the hole. Alright, so we will move on to our next hole. This is another hole that we are used to. And this is hole number 5. You will want to use probably your big dog, or if you have a higher level sniper, you can use your sniper, but you will most likely need to overpower your sniper on that second shot with some topspin to get the ball to the pin. So the big dog may be the easier option to go with. So off the tee box, you're going to be landing it in this area right here and bouncing it over here, okay? Somewhere in there. In the past, I've seen people going over in this zone. You want to keep in mind that these trees are playable now, so you can hit them. So the closer to the left-hand side of the fairway you can stay, the better. Because you want to be in this area right here, and then your next shot is going to be this way to the green. Okay. If you do get farther to the right-hand side of the fairway, you can use some curl to go around those trees. So don't force yourself into taking a shot where you do mess up and end up in that left rough. You kind of want to play a stable shot, but make it show you're safe in the fairway, because you do want to take it one shot at a time. And I believe I do have a video of this hole as well, so we're going to go ahead and switch back over to YouTube and watch that hole. Alright, hole 5, here we go. As you're going to see, I'm going to use some curl. Hits it perfect, and I'm going to get a nice little bounce and end up more towards the middle of this shot. I would like to be a little bit farther left, but like I said, you want to make sure you play the safe shot to give yourself a chance. Let's see if we can skip forward. Alright, so we're going to see my next shot here. I do have the big dog, and you're going to see me line my shot up just to the left of these trees, and I think I do use a little bit of curl, because these trees are in play now, so make sure you take that into consideration when you're lining up your second shot. If you are closer, behind the trees, you might want to make sure to use a little bit more curl to get around them. And I am able to go over them, and we get a decent little bounce and a roll down onto the green. Depending on what you're doing, you might want to use like one or two extra bars of topspin to make sure you do get your ball down into that second level of the green. If you go past the hole, it's okay. The putt is a fairly flat putt for that shot. All right, going back to our illustrator. And we're going to move on to our next hole, which is hole number 6, and it's one of our newer holes. Excuse me. On this hole, you're probably going to be using the extra mile or the big topper, possibly off the tee. There are several ways that you can approach this shot right here. If you feel like you have, the skill and the driver to do it, you can try to go for the drive where you bounce it off here, over the bunker, and onto the green. You can do that if you have a good tailwind. If you don't have a good tailwind, I would not suggest even attempting that. I probably, honestly, will not be trying that myself. I'll be relying more on my chipping skills to try to get my eagle. But if you have the possibility to do this, and you do like chipping out of the sand or feel like you have a good chance to chip out of the sand, it's always something you can try. Another attempt thing you can do is off the tee box, is you can go, to this side right here. But if you take this shot, you need to make sure you end up somewhere in that area so that you do have a shot towards the green. Okay? If you end up right in here, that's no good. This tree right here will be in the way, and these trees are real trees. Your ball will get stopped by them. So if you're going to go this way, make sure you get past that area into this area where you will have a chance to shoot at the green. Okay? And another approach, if you have the wind, you can try to go over here. Okay? What you're going to do is you're going to land it in this area right here, and what you're going to do is you're going to be bouncing it to the left. So you want to use, make sure you use backspin, because you want to use backspin to stop it on that second little fairway area. You're going to use full left spin, okay, and also full left curl. So it would be good to have a driver that has some curl on it, and that might be something to keep in mind, that tells you which way you're going to go. And from that area right here, you will have a chip onto the green. I will tell you that the chipping from this way, you will be chipping to a downward sloping green, so keep that in mind. You want to make sure to use some backspin to make sure your ball stops if you don't make the shot. So if you're shooting from this area over here, you will be chipping to more of an upward sloping green. So make sure you don't use too much backspin so that your ball does actually reach the hole. Okay. So we're moving on to our next hole, which is one of the new par 3s. On this par 3, in my opinion, the best approach is over here. Okay. From here, you're gonna hit and roll it onto the green. So I'm gonna draw this right here. Okay. Because from right here, the green slopes down very severely. Okay. So you want to make sure when you're landing your ball on this shot, you're landing it in this area with enough backspin that your ball will stop. Because you do not want to end up down here for the putt up that steep hill. Okay. So what you're going to do is you're going to probably be using your backbone. That's what I'll be using. And when you do adjust your shot, like if you have a right to left wind or a left to right wind, you want to make sure to add a little bit of side spin to your shot to help compensate for the wind. But If you do want to go this way, you're going to have to use a ton of spin and curl. And it looks like the easier route, just based on some of the other holes we've played in recent tournaments that kind of have that has the feel of this hole. But I don't believe it is the easier route, and it's actually the tougher route. The best way to play is this shot onto the green, and try to get the ace that way. Okay. So we're moving on to our next hole, which is hole number. Is this hole number 9? No, this is hole number 8. This is hole number 8. You're going to make sure you have the big dog in your bag, because you're going to have a huge second shot no matter which way you decide to play it in the rookie division. From the rookie tee, you can try to play it where you, let's try to zoom in a little bit here. Alright, from the rookie tee, you can play it where you kind of land it here. Okay? You can try to land it up in here. Or you can try to go for the big shot and land it over here. Okay, so you have these 3 different options to go for. Of course, this right here would be the safest option. If you have a right to left, tailwind, this way might be a good way to go. Or if you have more of like a straight wind, hitting in here, bouncing up there might be a good way to go. No matter what you do, your second shot is going to be kind of like the key shot. So if you go over here to this left side, you're going to want to make sure you hit this ball this way. And you got to make sure you put a lot of curl on the ball, because that tree is in play. You're going to make sure you curl the ball over here. You're probably going to land it somewhere in here and roll it up the green that way. Okay? So we're going to move to our next place right here. You're going to be hitting either a shot here and landing it in here and trying for the chip in from that spot. Or if you have, you want to try to overpower it and make the shot, you probably still could possibly make the shot onto the green from there. I haven't tried that shot, but it might be a possibility. But if you're playing it safe, you probably want to continue to play it safe on your second shot and at least guarantee yourself a birdie. And at least, from this area right here, you will be giving yourself a chance at the eagle. So from this far right spot right here, you will be able to hit your shot, bounce it over this water, and onto the green. One thing to remember about that green is the back portion of that green does slope back towards the pin. So if you do go too far, your ball will filter back towards the hole on this hole. See if there's anything else I wanted to say. Yeah, make sure you're using your backspin when you're making that jump over the water, so that when you do hit the hole, hit the green, it does stop a little bit. Okay, so we're going to move on to hole number 9 now. And hole number 9, okay. For the most rookie division players, you're going to be hitting your shot like this, bouncing it in here, and then bouncing it over here into this section. These trees are in play. So you do not want to hit those trees. You cannot go through them. If you hit them, you will stop and you will go into them and you will screw up your hole. So make sure you're using a club, your driver, that has some decent amount of backspin to it. I mean, not backspin to it, curl to it. You want to make sure you use curl. I'll be using the extra mile. There's plenty of curl to do what I want to do to get it around these trees right here. But yeah, that's what you're going to do on that hole. There will be some people that make this massive shot, laying it here, bouncing it over into this area. But I don't believe anybody in the rookie division will have the clubs to do that. shouldn't have the clubs to do that. So your play will be to bounce it here and land it over here. You want to make sure you're using curl and side spin. And don't use too much topspin where you'll end up in the rough through this fairway over here. You don't want to end up in the rough over there. So from our second shot, from here, you're going to be using probably the big dog, and you're going to be making a curl shot over here, bouncing it right here and onto the green. Okay, and that's what you're going to do there. If you want to take maybe a safer approach shot, you can hit it up into this section right here, and you will still have a decent chip at the hole for a possible eagle. So that's your option there. So I don't think there's really anything else I have to tell you about this this hole. I would suggest that everybody uses Monday kind of like as a practice round day, since we weren't able to play these holes on Tour 2. I would use Monday as your practice day, not qualify. I print out pictures of all the holes, and I keep track of where I take my first few shots. If I like that shot, I keep that shot, and I will just adjust off of that shot as I go further into the week, and then hopefully into the weekend. And take notes, practice. Knowing what you're doing, knowing what works, knowing what does not work, are two big keys to success in these tournaments. The more you play the hole, the more you get comfortable with it. If you're going to take Monday and Tuesday to practice 2 rounds in a row on qualifying, and you feel like you need it, go for it. I'd rather you take Monday and Tuesday and practice and qualify with a better score on Wednesday than to qualify with a very low, mediocre score on Tuesday. Half the holes you're going to see on this course are holes you know, and half the holes are holes you don't know. So the people that figure out the adjustments and figure out how to play these new holes are going to be the ones that win the tournament this weekend and get the banners. I think that's all I've got for this rookie guide to the tournament. If anybody has any questions about anything, feel free to leave a comment in the comment section, and I will be happy to respond. I encourage you, if you're not a subscriber to my channel, to please subscribe so that you can get notifications when I put new content on my channel. And I'm going to put my name down here. So if you want to add me on Facebook and ask me questions on Facebook, you're more than welcome to add me on Facebook. Okay? There's my name. It's a picture of a dog's face, golden retriever. So feel free to add me. If I don't get you added, send me a message to my Facebook Messenger through that name, and I'll get you added for sure. So hopefully y'all learned something from this video, and y'all can knock it out of the park in this Holleywood tournament and get you some loot and get you one of those color banners. Hope y'all have a good day. Peace out, and God bless as always.